Long before the world learned to speak of freedom, a young man named Arjun Rao crossed the sea in chains. He was born in a small village near Madras in India, the son of a farmer who believed honesty was wealth enough. But famine came like a thief, and promises of work abroad turned into betrayal. Arjun was sold into servitude and transported to Europe, where cold winds replaced the warmth of his homeland. His new master, Lord Heinrich Falkenberg, was one of the wealthiest landowners in northern Germany. His estate stretched farther than the eye could see, filled with vineyards, horses, and towering stone halls that whispered power. Yet inside those walls lived cruelty. Lord Falkenberg believed discipline created loyalty. To him, Arjun was not a man, but property. The young slave worked from dawn until moonrise, hauling timber, cleaning stables, and repairing fences in freezing rain. Many nights he slept on bare stone floors, hunger twisting his stomach like a knife. The servants avoided Arjun. Helping him meant punishment, but someone noticed. Lady Emilia Falkenberg, the master's only daughter, watched silently from tall palace windows. She had grown up surrounded by luxury, yet felt imprisoned by expectations. While others saw a servant, she saw resilience, a man who endured suffering without hatred. One evening, as snow fell softly across the estate, Arjun collapsed near the barn after days without proper food. When he awoke, warm soup touched his lips. Emilia knelt beside him. She said nothing at first, only placed bread in his hands. Her kindness frightened him more than cruelty ever had. Kindness created hope, and hope was dangerous for a slave. From that night forward, she visited him secretly. Sometimes she brought food, sometimes medicine for wounds left by overseers. They spoke in whispers about distant lands. Arjun told stories of monsoon rains and festivals of light. Emilia spoke of books she read and dreams of seeing a world beyond noble walls. Slowly, friendship became something deeper. Arjun resisted it. He knew the punishment for such feelings could mean death. But love does not ask permission from fear. One night, while Emilia cleaned a deep cut on his shoulder, she confessed the truth. "I cannot bear seeing you suffer," she said softly. "You deserve a life, not chains." Before Arjun could respond, heavy footsteps echoed behind them. The estate's chief bodyguard, Klaus Ritter, stood at the doorway. His expression revealed shock, then calculation. Without a word, he turned and left. By morning, Arjun expected execution. Instead, Lord Falkenberg summoned him. The master's eyes were colder than winter itself. He accused Arjun of manipulation, claiming the slave had bewitched his daughter. As punishment, Arjun's workload doubled. Food was reduced. Guards watched him constantly. Emilia was forbidden from leaving her chambers. Weeks passed. Arjun grew weaker, yet his spirit refused to break. At night, he wondered if love had only made their suffering worse. Then rumors spread across the estate. Lord Falkenberg had begun searching for a noble husband for Emilia, a powerful alliance that would strengthen his wealth. Despair settled in Arjun's heart. He knew their secret bond could never survive such plans. But Emilia was not the obedient daughter her father believed. One stormy evening, she escaped her chambers and found Arjun near the vineyards. Rain soaked them both as she revealed her decision. "I will not marry a man chosen for gold," she said. "I choose you." Arjun's heart pounded with fear. Loving her meant risking everything, her status, his life, their future. Before he could answer, torches lit the darkness. Guards surrounded them, and standing behind them was Lord Falkenberg himself. His voice cut through the storm. "So," he said slowly, "the truth finally reveals itself." The night that followed would change all their lives forever. The rain fell harder as silence gripped the vineyard. Arjun expected chains. Emilia expected exile. Instead, Lord Falkenberg dismissed the guards with a single gesture. Only Klaus Ritter remained, watching carefully. The old lord studied Arjun for a long moment, as though measuring something unseen. His voice, when he spoke, carried neither rage nor mercy. "Tell me," he said, Why should a slave dare love my daughter? Arjun could have begged. He could have denied everything. But exhaustion had burned away fear. Because she saw me as human, he answered. And because I would rather die honestly than live pretending I feel nothing. Emilia reached for his hand openly now. Gasps escaped the guards nearby. Lord Falkenberg's expression darkened, yet something else flickered behind his eyes. Memories. Years earlier, he too had loved beneath his station, choosing Emilia's late mother against his own family's wishes. That decision had cost him relationships, respect, and nearly his fortune. Since her death, he had hardened himself, believing love only brought weakness. But now history stood before him again. Still, pride would not allow surrender. Arjun was ordered confined to a storage house, while Emilia was placed under strict watch. Days passed with no judgment announced. The estate buzzed with rumors of execution or forced marriage. Then, unexpectedly, Lord Falkenberg fell gravely ill. A fever swept through him, leaving physicians helpless. Servants whispered that the powerful lord might not survive the winter. One night, Klaus Ritter secretly freed Arjun and led him to the master's chamber. "The lord asked for you," the guard said quietly. Inside, Falkenberg looked smaller, fragile beneath heavy blankets. He struggled to speak but motioned Arjun closer. "I built my life on control," the old man confessed weakly. "I believed strength meant domination. Yet my daughter, she chose kindness over fear." He paused, breathing heavily. "I tested you." Arjun stared in confusion. Falkenberg revealed the truth. After Klaus first discovered them, the Lord had watched Arjun closely. The harsher punishments were deliberate, a cruel trial to see whether the young man sought Emilia for comfort, power, or survival. "And still," Falkenberg whispered, "you remained loyal, even when suffering increased." Emilia entered the room, tears in her eyes. The old man took her hand and placed it into Arjun's. "I once married for love and lost everything," he said. "Perhaps I was wrong to regret it." Days later, Lord Heinrich Falkenberg died peacefully. The reading of his will shocked the entire estate. Not only had he granted Arjun his freedom, he had named him legal heir alongside Emilia, entrusting the estate to both of them equally. The document declared that true leadership required compassion learned through hardship. Many nobles protested. A former slave inheriting wealth was unthinkable, but the law upheld Falkenberg's signed decree. Months later, Arjun Rao married Emilia Falkenberg in a quiet ceremony attended by workers and villagers who had once feared the estate. Under their leadership, harsh labor practices ended. Workers were paid fairly, and the land prospered more than ever before. People often asked Arjun how a starving slave became a lord. He would smile gently and answer, "Freedom began the day someone chose kindness instead of power." Their story spread across towns and borders, not as a tale of wealth gained, but of love strong enough to transform cruelty into legacy. And so the man who once slept hungry beneath cold stone halls became guardian of the very house that once imprisoned him. A reminder that destiny sometimes hides behind suffering, waiting for courage to unlock it. This is a story remembered and retold on Tales by SORA, where even the darkest chains can lead to unexpected crowns.